Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we are currently waiting on some justifications here. We are attacking Kilwa, and that's going to be in 100 days. Up over this direction, of course, we're looking to attack up here as well. So when is this going to be done? This justification is a lot further away. Okay. They're also guaranteed by Z11 and by... It doesn't say. It's just, they're guaranteed by. Cool. I don't know who this is. And I don't know how we can know who this is. Oh, they're down over here, and they just don't have a name? It's actually Laos. Okay, cool. So they're guaranteed by Laos. Well, no, this is Laos. So yeah, this is just nobody. Okay, cool. So they're guaranteed by nobody, and they're guaranteed by Z11. So Z11 is these guys out over here. We can't get to nobody, and we also can't get to Z11. So that's going to be a forever war. Which means that we might actually want to delay this. This is going to be a very long justification. I'm going to cancel this justification. And we're going to start justifying instead on East Africa. Okay, we maybe just want to do a single justification here. Even that's going to be 325 days. We'll get going on that. That will be fine. So is anyone guaranteeing them? I mean, IKEA. Do we care about IKEA, though? Probably not. So that's fine for now. We'll get that underway. I also do want to start going after these guys at some point. If we were to justify just a singular war goal, that's actually not too bad. I'm going to get started on that. So that sounds fine for right now. Of course, we don't have the best coverage against them at this moment, but that's fine. I think we're probably good enough-ish? Good enough. Good enough. So that seems okay. We've got some justification to do. So Kilwa, of course, it's going to fall incredibly quickly once this justification is done. And that's also guaranteed by IKEA. So that's noted. Where is IKEA? I know we looked this up previously. Oh, right. That's these guys right here. Okay, so we're already prepared to fight them. They're just teeny tiny, and I don't think they even have any troops. So it's okay. No worries whatsoever there. So Kilwa is going to fall in about 40 days here. Okay. We have multiple justifications underway, and we don't want to do another justification. I'm just delaying Zabulistan, which means that this force should actually move over to here. And after the autosave, I'll get these guys assigned over here correctly. There we go. Okay. So they're now moving into position. In theory, they're not actually moving. Now they're moving into position. Wow, that was laggy. Okay. Well, now they're moving into position, so that'll be fine. We're just delaying this because we can't get to the people who are allying them, and I'd like to be fully out of war when doing other justifications rather than in a phony war, because during a phony war, we're not going to have world tension dropping. Not that we're going to get the world tension down to 0 or anything, unless we just go AFK for like a million years, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Now, Kilwa does own Socotra, and we don't care. That's completely fine. They can do that if they like. In fact, we will own it shortly, here in a few days. How many days? It's going to be about 20. Well, like 15, like 2 weeks. Cool. So that's absolutely wonderful. And yeah, we're going to go up over here next after that, for sure. So that's going to take, you know, another 320 days. It's going to be a while before we're ready to attack up over here. They've also got these guys, which I believe are their vassals. No, they're not. Why were they appearing that way, then? They have good opinions. Okay, I don't care about their opinion. That's fine. They can have a good opinion of them if they like. I'm not going to be concerned about that. So we're just going to go in here and attack Mombasa as soon as we can. There's no troops here. This is absolutely fine. And Akia will go away very shortly as well. So that's going to get us a few extra provinces anyway. It's not going to be hugely significant, but let's go ahead and declare this war. And we're going to hop right on in here, and then up in Akia, we're just going to order this attack as well. Get in there. Oh, they're not actually called in. Now they're called in. Get in there. So, I mean, the war's over, and there's nothing to be done. Killa and Akia have both capitulated, and that's wonderful. So we're going to grab Kenya and Yemen, and we're going to grab Peloponnese, and that seems fine. We'll submit those demands. There are no additional demands to be made, so we will exit the peace conference. Wonderful. So now we've got these Marines down over here. And the question is, what do we want to do with them? We could put them up over... Actually, we could just group all of our Marines together like this. And now all of our Marines don't have orders, and we can just put them on one of our weaker areas. Perhaps over here, or somewhere up over this way, actually. We need some forces up here. So we're going to do... I'm going to do 6 units right up over here. And then the rest of these are all going to be going down here. It's a little awkward on the split, but it'll do. So they'll make their way over here. That'll be fine. They'll hold these positions. This is not a vassal. Okay. Just wanted to make sure of that. So that's good. So at this moment, I think we're in a position where we are going to be absolutely fine. I'm not very concerned about it. We'll be attacking in over here in East Africa. This is going to be no problem whatsoever. And this attack over here, I think it's dealt with, to be honest. I think at this point, we're good to go. We just need these justifications. So East Africa is going to be done in, well, 225 days. It's going to be a while. Understood. For this up here, this is going to be done in, well, 275 days. And that's going to be a while. How about Transylvania? Can we justify on that at all quickly right now? 375 days. To be honest, I think we're better off waiting. I really do. I wouldn't mind taking out some of these little guys out over here. I don't really want to get drawn into a conflict with the United States of Europe until such a time as we have borders with this up over here. This is going to be very useful for us to be able to deny them very quickly. And we will have borders up here pretty soon, so I don't want to do much European pushing until such a time as this is good to go. So I think that's just the way that that's going to be, and there's not really anything that we're going to do about that. We're just going to push in Asia and Africa for the moment. Again, I don't want to be called in, or rather, I don't want to get into conflict with France at this time either. Not that I don't think we can take France. I do think we can take France, but I think France is more valuable to us existing than not existing at this exact moment. That'll change. But right now, I would rather have France exist than not exist. Mostly because France is also fascist, and they might be interested in helping us against Britain if Britain decides to get uppity. Now, we could beat Britain on our own, I strongly suspect. Probably. We could probably beat Britain on our own. But Britain would bring in the United States of America, Newfoundland. They'd bring in, I think, a decent amount of South America as well, and Mexico. Britain was very, very strong previously. Yeah, Mexico was a puppet of Great Britain. South America appears to be primarily independent. Rio de Plata is Portugal. And Britain doesn't have a lot in Africa. They do have a little bit out in Asia, we know. But their primary colonial holdings is North America, and that's going to be very significant. As of right now, I don't want to fight them. So we're just waiting. at this moment. And, I mean, this is time that the world tension is dropping, so, you know, that's something. Anyway. It is going down by 0.1% per day. So, I mean, that world tension would definitely drop pretty quickly. Every 10 days, it goes down by 1%. I mean, that's a long time. Don't get me wrong. We're looking at what, like 7 years before that world tension goes down? It's a lot. It's a lot. But that's definitely interesting. It is dropping pretty quickly. Well, let's check in on East Africa. This is going to be the next justification. Yeah, that's going to be roughly another 5 months, so we definitely have some time to kill here. I guess in that time, we can look at infrastructure in some of these new areas, make sure that we have infrastructure made. Okay, sure. And we can work on some anti-air, which we barely need to build at all. Okay, that's exciting. So at this moment, my main concern remains manpower. If we get into a situation where significant powers are attacking us, Ukraine showed us that manpower is definitely a weakness. We knew that going into this. But the fact that we already handled Ukraine is huge. If Ukraine was still in the picture here, this would be a very different situation that we'd find ourselves in, and I'd be playing a lot more scared at this moment. As it is, though, I don't see any particular reason to be afraid. I don't think we're going to have any problems. Even if the United States of Europe, Great Britain, and Ming all teamed up against us, and all of these little guys, I don't think we'd have a problem. Scandinavia and France wouldn't join that. Portugal, what are they at? They're very split. Interesting. They're very split. But Portugal would probably side with Great Britain, if I had to guess. That would be fine. We wouldn't be too concerned about that. I think we would be able to take them, but it would be taxing on our manpower, for sure. For sure. The longer we wait to fight Britain, the better. Because we'll get things like additional steel production from our compliance over here in Ukraine. And we'll also get things like improved manpower generation from compliance. So that's absolutely wonderful. Now, where's our compliance going to cap at? I don't actually know. It's not going up by very much anymore because we're at high compliance. So that's noted. And, of course, our military governor. We've got our garrison division here, which is fine, I guess. It's okay. I'm not too concerned about it. What are we currently... Okay, we are garrisoning quite a lot. So that's noted. We can do something like asking Maghreb for garrison troops. Let's see. Request garrison support. They don't have enough manpower to give us. What are they at? 405 manpower. Okay. Sure. That's not a lot. Understood. That is definitely understood. They should be dropping down on their overall amount of autonomy, and they definitely are. So that's looking good. Yeah, that still needs some work. Can we build anything in their territory? That'll help us on that. We probably can. This is infrastructure, so that's not going to be a thing. We can definitely build, like, air bases here. This is just to reduce the autonomy. I'm not actually planning on using these air bases for anything. Anti-air is here. Radar cannot be built there. Can't build any factories or anything that requires a building slot. We could think about building land forts in all of their locations here. Again, the entire point behind this would be to reduce their autonomy. And that's probably sufficient, to be honest. Okay, so we'll get that going, and that will be busy for a while. Excellent. So let's check in on our subjects here, as soon as this autosave is over anyway. Oh, yeah. That's going down fast. Wow. 40 per day? That's insane. So we're looking to annex them, right? And that's the exact goal here. We're going to be able to do that very, very shortly. So we'll get that done right about now. Well, we've got a couple more days here to do. But yeah, that building is definitely what's doing it. So that's excellent. So that, of course, means that we should also no longer be on suppressed subjects. We should go to something like resistance suppression. I guess that's fine. I don't know how much resistance we actually have, but it's close enough. So there we go. 76. 70. It's actually slowing down a little bit. 66. 61. 57. I'm assuming we finished some of our construction. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Okay, so that's understood. We could build, like, railways and stuff, but it's fine. Or we could just build coastal forts up over here, and this will definitely be enough to get that completed. Okay, so we'll get that going, and now we should be able to annex them. Done. Beautiful. So these guys that exist here, what do they exist as part of? I'm going to disband them. And then we've got these naval forces. I'm going to move them into our reserve fleet. Okay. That'll be fine for now. Cool. So there's Maghreb under control. Now, of course, we're interested in getting East Africa under control. We're only about 10 days away from this at this point. So that looks good. We'll get that cleaned up nice and quickly there. And then shortly after that, we'll be attacking up over here. And these guys are not going to last very long. That's for sure. That'll free us up to attack Ming, which is useful, but this is not going to get us borders with the United States of Europe up over here just yet. So that's understood. Okay, let's declare this war. So all of these guys here, they're just going to, like, the plan of attack is attack, right? So I'm going to tell these guys their goal is to offensive line to here. And these guys, their goal is to offensive line to here. The plan of attack, as I said, is attack. Similarly, here we're going to attack like so. And then these guys, they are going to attack like so. Cool. So, no problem whatsoever. The dawn of the African coalition. Kuch Bahar and East Africa joined this. Who's Kuch Bahar? Someone out over here? Oh. Well, that's awkward. We'll see if they actually joined the war. They did. Okay. We can get to them, so that's theoretically fine. The main question is, how are we going to invade? We may delay that until after we fight these guys. We'll see. So all of these over here, they should just be moving in like this, honestly. There we go, that's good. And Madagascar is where the bulk of the fighting here is. Which I can't say I'm terribly shocked by. Whoa! They just stack wiped our army here. That's wild. We had a level 9 naval base there, and we had full morale up here. I have no idea how they did that. That's insane. Well, the good news is we do have reserve tanks, and it's absolutely fine. So we're going to move this in over to here. There we go. We're going to put in this guy as the commander, and he can have up to 30. So we're going to move these 8 divisions in here. Okay. I'm actually surprised that they did that, but sure. I don't even know how they managed to do that one. That was remarkable. I wish I had looked at that a little closer, to be honest. Okay, so we're working on pushing our way in here. This is taking a little longer than I expected to move through Madagascar, for sure. They've got quite a lot of forces here. Okay, interesting. They have quite a lot of forces here. To that end, I'm going to build land forts here and here. And they're doing a lot of attacking of us down here. But this is fine for now. I'm not very concerned about this. We have areas to retreat to, and we have supplies coming in, so it shouldn't be a major issue. They should exhaust themselves, and then we'll start pushing in. And that's exactly what's happening here. So we just pushed them here, and that's wonderful. I'm going to start building land forts here as well, just in case. But yeah, you can see they're overstretched now, and they can't actually do this. I'm still a little bit flummoxed by what happened up here, but okay, sure. It's fine. We can absorb it. It's not the end of the world. We may want to step up our tank recruitment, though, at least for a little bit, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, let's get these guys dislodged over here. They're very tenacious over this way. Wow. So, I mean, we are going to get them pushed out of here. It's only a matter of time, but they keep trying to attack here, and they're trying to attack quite relentlessly here. This won't help them, of course. This is futile. So I don't really care that they're doing this, to be honest. Both of these can move into this army, and our tank reserve is empty at this point, to be sure, but we have recovered our forces, so no problem there. And this tank army is just continuing to press in through here. So, I mean, yeah, this tank army going away here is bad, no doubt about it, but this is by no means the end of the world. Okay, so our justification of conquering Uzbekia is done. The question is, do we want to use it? And the answer is yes, we do. So I'm going to declare this right now. And we are going to probably think about justifying on, like, Rajputana, perhaps, at this moment. Wow, that's fast. Okay. I'm not sure we're going to be ready to do that, but sure. So I want to grab our tanks that are out over here right now. That's these guys. And their goal is to offensive line up to about here. And they can get started on that. We've got these guys out over here, and they're going to walk in like this. We've got these guys here. They're just going to walk in. These areas are completely undefended. So we can just do that. That's wonderful. And then we've got this army group up over here, right? And that is this army group. So their goal is going to be to offensive line in about, if I can select the offensive line tool, there we go. Offensive line in about like this. But these are our infantry, and we'll see how successful they actually are at that. That'll be definitely interesting to see. And then these guys, their goal is to offensive line down to here and just meet up down this direction. And then we've got these guys up here who can also take this same offensive line about like that. That'll be fine. Okay. So in we go, and we'll see how this goes. They joined the African Coalition, which is not at all surprising. And down over this direction, this battle is still raging, but you can see that they are not doing well in terms of their fighting ability. But this is very awkward over here, for sure. Okay, we managed to push them to here, and they're just continually attacking with extreme aggression. But this isn't going to work for them. Not even a little bit. So that seems fine, and checking in up over here, we are expecting to make gains along this just based on the number of troops that they have. And yeah, this seems fine. So our tanks are pushing in over this way. We've got these forces that are currently all able to be redeployed. I'm not even going to. at this moment. I think it's fine. So no problem there. And we're just going to continue to slowly press in this direction. So we've got this naval base over here. I'm wondering about supplies. Yeah, we could definitely motorize these 2 hubs. There we go. That will help matters. Perfect. So we're going to get Madagascar under our control. This fight is definitely tougher than we expected it to be, that's for sure. And we didn't expect to lose an army up here, but it's okay. So at this point, things are looking pretty good for us. We're pushing in nicely over here. These guys are stack wiping, and let's just get them eliminated nice and quickly. There we go. And we're primarily achieving our goals at this moment. Primarily. Not entirely. We definitely have some supply issues up over this way, and motorizing this hub will help. Motorizing some of these hubs, in general, will help. Okay, let's just do something about like that. Also, get in here, wipe these guys out. There we go. Looks good. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to finish getting our revenge on Madagascar, and we are going to continue to push in up over this way. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.